Hello students, welcome to today's lesson. And today's lesson, we are going to try to answer this question. Describe political organization of Maasai people. Now, I have used Maasai here just as an example, but what you're going to talk about is applicable to all the communities that had a decentralized system of government. Now, when you are approached to this question, then first thing you have to understand what is a political organization. And in my previous lesson, we learned that political organization is a form in which people govern or rule themselves. Now, if people rule and govern themselves, then you have to have the following skeleton in your mind. Now, first one is system of administration. Number two is the jurisdiction because people rule themselves within a boundary. So we are saying jurisdiction. Now, in jurisdiction here, we're trying to understand, was it a clan, was it a kingdom, was it a village, or was this just a small space of land? Number three, source of unity. Source of unity. What was a unifying factor among the people? Like what brought people together? And finally, we're going to learn about responsibilities. Responsibilities. Now, responsibilities here, we're going to define based on specific people. Now, remember that responsibilities can either be social organization or political organizations, but responsibilities related in safeguarding the community or administering or administration, then it becomes a political organization. Now, let's try to unmask each of these skeletons and try to give them a flesh on it. Now, system of administration. System of administration. Now, in system of administration, we talk about we talked about how these people were ruled. Were they centralized? Were they decentralized? And in Kenya, the Maasai people were decentralized persons. Now, we have to say that in Kenya, the only community that was centralized was the Wanga people. So any other community that should be given in an exam, whether it's the Maasai, whether it's the Akamba, whether it's the Ameru, whether it's the Mijikenda, whether it's the Burji, the Borana, the Orma, they were all decentralized. So your first point should be they had a decentralized government. They had a decentralized government. They had a decentralized government. Now, to give a flesh to this answer, you say power was vested in the Council of Elders. So that is, i.e., power was vested in the Council of Elders. Powers was vested in the Council of Elders, meaning that power was not in the hands of one individual. So you get your 2 points here. Now, in the next uh, in the next section or segment, we can talk about jurisdiction. Are you together? And we say they were grouped in clans. They were grouped in various clans. They were groups in various clans. And to give flesh to this, then you tell us what are the clans. Now we say that is, i.e., people who shared a common ancestry. That is, people who shared a common ancestry. Now you get your second 2 marks, so that is 4 marks. Now, what tells us about unity? What was the unification purpose? Now you can say Oloibon was their unifying factor. Also, their religion too was also their unification factor. So religion was also their unifying factor. Now, we have talked about Oloibon, we have talked about source of unity. Now, let's talk about responsibilities. And now in responsibilities, we will talk about the responsibilities of the Council of Elders. Now, the Council of Elders was responsible for one, making law, two, blessing the warriors going to war, and three, solving disputes. So that will give you another set of 2 points. And you say, Council of Elders, Council of Elders solved disputes, solves disputes and made laws. The Council of Elders made disputes and solved disputes and made laws that govern the entire communities. And finally, we can talk about a source of protection. And you say, young men after circumcision, young men after circumcision formed a warrior class. Formed a warrior class that protected the community, protected the community. So young men after circumcision formed a warrior class and protected the communities against external or internal aggressors. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow students, this is a political organization of the Maasai. But except this one here, which is Oloibon, that is specific for the Maasai, all these other points are used in whatever communities you will be taught about or will be asked in your exam, except the Wanga, people because all communities in Kenya shared the same system of administration. For example, the Akamba people were decentralized, the Ameru people were decentralized, and hence they were grouped in various clans. They had a council of elders. They had a warrior class that protected the people from internal or external aggression. Religion in all the communities, even the Wanga people, was a unification factor. And hence, you realize that this question is as simple as drinking water. Until next time, not unless you have a question. If you have any question, comment on the section or comment section for further clarification. Until next time, it's a bye from me.